Hey folks, how's it going out there? I'm just here, real quick here, just shooting off the phone in reverse angle here, just to say hello. And if you were watching and following along last week, we were talking about doing some kind of like the early things that we enjoyed. However, been very, very busy, gigs, family stuff, all kinds of good stuff. Luckily, getting busy here. So we're going to move on to St. Patrick's Day, and I was playing a gig. I was in actually I was buying some spirits for my favorite spirit, my wife, Michelle. She was, her birthday's coming up, so we were getting a few things, and I was checking around, and I was starting to think of, okay, what are we going to do for St. Patrick's Day? I have some things planned. We have a couple of new Irish whiskeys since the last time, or since, last year, to talk about. However, I wanted to also do something for all you here. Real quick, one of my favorite kind of surprises in the kind of, maybe you would call, flavorful value whiskey was this released by Jameson. This will be backwards. This is the Jameson Triple Triple. This is what I would guess would be basically the same as the standard Jameson. However, the Triple Triple comes from triple distilled. Well, that's not really all that big of a deal. Lots of Irish whiskeys, and most of the whiskeys that come out of Irish distillers, which Jameson is a part of, along with many other brands, is triple distilled, which means it just distilled 3 times. It's going to be a little quote-unquote cleaner, whatever. The more important thing here is they are doing some casking here, and this is a triple cask of bourbon, sherry, and it's kind of special. It's even highlighted in kind of brown gold here, chestnut casks. We bought this, and I'll tell you what, it is a nice bottle for the money. I'm not a huge fan of just regular straight up Jameson in terms of flavor. I mean, it has its purpose. I will get it sometimes when I'm out, maybe have a cube in it, something of that nature. It serves its purpose. It's what it's doing. This is essentially would be a blend where they're putting in whiskeys that have been aged in, like I said, a bourbon cask and sherry. That's nothing really new. And then, as it says here, a portion further matured in chestnut casks. And for my money, it kind of smooths out some of that graininess that we sometimes find in Jameson, and maybe just regular, good old, pure, regular Bushmills. I am probably going to buy another bottle of this because currently I saw at Binny's that is on sale for I think it's $27.99, down from like $30, a couple of bucks. And today I saw it, if you're in the Chicagoland area, especially the suburbs, because the suburbs will sometimes have a little more. The suburbs Mariano's have a little bit more selection, but you might find this at kind of everywhere. This was actually on sale for something like $20 or something like that. Maybe it was $21.99, something like that. But that is a nice bottle for that price. At regular price of $30, I rather enjoy this, and I would take this one over standard Jameson pretty much all the time. Still bottled at 40%. On the nose, the additional sherry cask aging, along with this chestnut, takes away some of that stinginess that Jameson has, but it still has that character. Bigger nose, you can still tell that this is a blended Irish whiskey. On the taste, it's just a nice little yummy, little bit of nuttiness. The chestnut note is obvious, even though there's not much in there in terms of portions. Yeah, just really. Let's put it this way: the typical bourbon aging, I'm getting those notes, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of oakiness, but I'm also getting the sherry note here, which gives us, I don't know what kind of sherry it was. Maybe if I dug deeper, I could find out what kind of sherry it's being aged, or sherry cask it's being aged in. But it's giving a little bit of depth, a little bit of dark fruit notes. And that chestnut is just a really nice topper. Really cool. Again, this is not, sipping whiskey, real, fancy flavors and all that kind of stuff. I have other bottles that serve that purpose. But if you're looking for something, St. Patrick's Day, you want to get a bottle of whiskey that maybe some new folks that are, don't really drink whiskey a whole lot would like to try some. This would be a great bottle. Again, Jameson Triple Triple. Like I say, it removes a little bit of that graininess and a little bit of that, to my taste, maybe the corn element of what's being in here. Takes a little bit of that huskiness and that graininess away. It's kind of interesting. Who knew that chestnuts were going to move this along so well? They write velvety notes of toffee, cacao, and toasted almond with an extra drop of smoothness. And I have to say, for less than $30, when I read the company's notes and I taste it in a whiskey, that's pretty good. All right, again, nothing great, but nothing really exciting. But if you want a nice value and a little bit of I can't, Jameson, the regular Jameson, I don't know, there's a whole lot of thought put into it now. They try to make it as consistent as possible. Again, it serves its purpose. This one, somebody was doing something here. So they checked out to see how much of the chestnut cask influence was going to make this work without making it, really different. And it falls really nicely in between standard Jameson and then maybe I think the next level up would be the Black Barrel. And the Black Barrel has jumped up a couple of dollars in price. And again, that starts to get into the 40 unless you're getting, you're finding a sale. It's getting into the $40 range. This, like I say, if you can get on sale, I think it's really good. All right, that's our first kind of kicking off our St. Patrick's Day stuff with a nice little flavorful value whiskey. All right, check it out. Like I said, right here at all the major stores that I've seen, all have it on sale. But every store should have it at least for 30. If you could, like I just say, Benny's has got it on sale. Mariano's right now has it on sale more. Even if you're in the Chicagoland area, also maybe check out that local store. That local store could use that. If you could afford a couple extra dollars to buy it from them, I recommend doing that. It's not a great time for spirits these days. Just a couple of different factors in there. Economy. The young folk are kind of changing their tune a little bit of what they're drinking or what they're using to calm themselves, if you will. So those local places, maybe pick it up there. One last time backwards. Jameson Triple Triple, triple distilled, 40%. They have the word smooth on there. I don't like that. I just like it because it's nice, tasty whiskey and it's not too harsh. Also would be good in an Irish coffee. All right, I think I'm going to go actually make myself a nightcap with a little Irish coffee because I didn't have any coffee today. No, I did. You know what I had today? I had the new, I discovered I know I was off of Starbucks for a while, but I was in a rush and I got myself the ube coconut latte. I discovered that. And I found that is not for me, both in flavor and what it does to a post-50 body. I'll leave you with that. I was, and then I was like, ooh. Anyway, have a good one. And we'll come back to you with something interesting in the next couple of days for St. Patrick's Day. Bye-bye. Ube. Ooh. Ube.